The suspect who fatally shoved a man onto a Minneapolis light rail last week was released without charge. Last Saturday at around 1 a.m., Minneapolis police responded to calls about a man who had become trapped under a train at the Hennepin Avenue or Warehouse District station. According to reports, the victim was pushed onto the Minneapolis light rail after an argument with another man, and the victim was crushed by an oncoming train. Tragically, he was pronounced dead at the scene. Video of the horrific murder shows the suspect, Daquan Stephen Rogers, 29 years of age, shove the victim onto the train tracks. I've seen the video footage. It's on Twitter. You'll be able to find it easily enough. I've not incorporated it in the video because I don't want to get banned from YouTube, which is always the risk. But you do see what's been described here. It's not from the best angle, but you do see the victim in some kind of altercation, and all of a sudden he's shoved, he's pushed in front of an oncoming train, and he is struck by the train. It appears that he kind of falls between the gap between the platform and where the train is. There's an approximate 1 foot gap or so, half a foot, and it seems like he stumbles into that gap whilst he's being struck by the train, and the train drags him along, and you can see his body being twisted as it's propelled forward by the train. You can see his leg just going in circles. I mean, I've probably described that as much as you would like, and it's all on camera. The footage that I saw on Twitter, I just watched it the once, it seemed to be a phone recording, so somebody else on the platform from a fair distance, a moderate distance, recording the altercation on their phone, and lo and behold, it became a tragedy. Perhaps there's other footage out there as well, official CCTV footage, I imagine, at various points in the station, on the platform. Perhaps other people were also recording on their phones. I'm not an expert, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a police investigator, but I would have thought it would be a very clear-cut case that the victim was pushed in front of the train, and in so being was murdered. So why the heck is the suspect being released without charge? That makes no sense. It's caught on camera. The police, certainly, and most people have access to very sophisticated video analysis software. They'll be able to positively identify the suspect. Okay, it may not be 100% straightforward in the first instance, but surely they'd have enough conviction to be able to charge the suspect for murder or another charge to keep him in jail. But he's been released. What the hell are you doing, Minneapolis? What are you doing? We're told a little bit of history about the suspect, Daquan Rogers. So there is another open case involving brawling, which occurred within the train network. And he has a history of cases involving transit crime. So my take on that is that this guy, and perhaps it's a fairly common thing, goes around causing problems on public transport. Don't know why anyone would go and do that, but seemingly that's what this guy has done before. He has a history of cases involving transit crime, apparently. So there we go. Of course, full condolences to the family and friends, colleagues of the victim. The article that I read through didn't provide the victim's name. I'm sure it is a struggle for the family and friends to know that there is footage out there and that it is being gawked at. Their father, their brother, their son, their friend, their work colleague died, was murdered, and it's all over the internet. I mean, that's got to be pretty disturbing. So full condolences to all those that knew the victim. We've really got to put Minneapolis police or Minneapolis district attorneys under a great deal of scrutiny. This is not acceptable. To release the suspect who has a history of cases involving transit crime, caught on camera, perhaps from multiple angles, perhaps from multiple different cameras, plenty of witnesses around. Why have they released him without charge? That beggars belief. I can't imagine that they've arrested the wrong person, because they have all of the footage. They'll be able to identify that straight away. So hopefully I'm missing something. Perhaps there was an error, perhaps it's not Daquan, it is somebody else, but this needs some level of scrutiny. This shouldn't be ignored. I fear that the media has ignored this case. That's a shame. So I'm going to wrap things up at this point. If you appreciate the coverage, please do like, comment, subscribe, share the video as you see fit, and take care.